Hello Virgos, Lorene from Insight Readings with your insights for the month of 20. The year has flown by and I don't think any of us will be sad to see the back of 20. With that said, I would like to just say thank you so much for your likes, your comments and your subscriptions. It's free to subscribe and you've done that, and it's an amazing gift to me and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for that. And the views, just support the channel. So this is gratitude to you for that. Thank you for your gift. With that said, I'm going to go straight into our reading, and I would like to invite spirit guides, angels, source, higher self and God, please to be present to give me clarity, wisdom and understanding to bring the messages for Virgo for 20. Thank you for your guidance and thank you for your discernment. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so it is a general reading. We always know that. Put it in the situation you find yourself. We all have intuition. If it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. Possibly look up your moon sign or your rising sign. This is based on the sun sign. So we're going to start off with, oh, lovely. This is the messages from your animal spirit guides. So let's see. Oh, bees are so, they always remind me of sweetness and blossoming and royalty. And this is the honeybee, and it says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So whatever your situation is for this December, whatever that thought is, whatever you're thinking about now, here's the honeybee, put some sweetness there. So I'm going to read that from the book, and it says, to reap all the sweetness that life has to offer, focus on compassion and forgiveness. Compassion means that you have heartfelt empathy for the suffering and misfortune of others, yet remain somewhat detached so that you don't take on their sorrow and distress as your own. Forgiveness requires that you first acknowledge and accept responsibility for your judgments, rather than pretending they didn't exist, or professing to always sustain a non-judgmental attitude. The next step is to release those judgments. To do so, think of someone, past or present, with whom you have judgments or criticisms. Trust that the first person that comes to mind is the appropriate one to start with. Consider 2 or 3 specific criticisms that you have about this individual, preferably captured with one word, such as selfish or cold. Find a quiet place, go inside yourself and look for that part of you that's exactly like that, and what you're judging in the other person. It may be a very prominent part of yourself or a rather small aspect. You may identify it by recalling times when you've behaved in ways that resemble what you're criticizing. Once you discover that part of you, simply say to it, I love you and forgive you. If necessary, repeat these 2 or 3 times and notice any emotions that come up. In the coming days, be aware of any feelings that arise that may be associated with this experience. Practice this at least once daily for the next few days and watch what happens. So, the honeybee, sweetness, but it's stingy. It's a stingy insect. So there's always a yin and yang, to everything in life. And the association is productivity, community, cooperation, sweetness, love, compassion, forgiveness, rhythm, awakening, nature, poetry, mother goddess, royalty, and nutrition. Isn't that beautiful? I love bees. I love bees. They are an awakening to one. Okay, so we're going to go straight into our reading here. What is the message for Virgo for the month? I'm going to put that there. What is the message for Virgo 20? Thank you, Spirit. So 20, there's victory here and movement, and the 2 new moons that we had. I know we've just had a new moon in Leo, but prior to that, there were 2 new moons in Cancer. This is the card of Cancer. I'm going to say that. It is a general reading, so I'll put it in there. But it's a card, it's a major arcana, it's a 7. A 7 is a sacred number. This is victory. You played the game of chess. And if we look at these horses, they knight, they jump over the obstacles to get a win. And it was done by all these cogs turning, brought the time to the right place. It is the flying machine as well. So you flew over whatever obstacles, you got lift, in other words. So wherever you could have been stuck, possibly, or finding it difficult, you've risen above that now, okay? Reconciling the negative and positive sides, and when I say negative and positive, we all have that. It's yin and yang. Everything has that. Black and white, day and night. Our next card is the Ace of Bees. So yeah, is absolute clarity. Whether this is even in a work project, whatever your situation, because the Ace of Bees is the Ace of Swords. He has absolute hard clarity. A diamond is the most beautiful, brilliant, clear gem there is, and yet it is so hard. So it's a hard-won victory. Yeah, you have the shadow side, which is big, but there's the reality of this bee carrying the diamond. So there's this clarity now with the sword, whether it's a contract, whether it's something that is spoken, whether it's something you need to cut out of your life, because swords can be stingy, difficult to navigate through, conflict in a sense, or hardship, but it's a hard-won victory of clarity, a brutal truth. Yes, and there's the new beginning, another major arcana. This is beautiful energy, Virgo. We see the cracked egg. So something is cracking and coming out because you've surrendered to something. This beautiful butterfly has come out of its cocoon. It's been stuck in a cocoon, regenerating, rebuilding, redoing, rethinking. That I cannot even speak. From changing, it had to change from a worm into a butterfly, and that took a complete reconstruction of body, soul, mind, from a crawling insect to a flying one that is light and airy. And yeah, we have the clock hands again, so there's something that this timing is right. It's blue, it's light, you have loyal support, and you're ascending over in a light way over these huge mountains here, which is snow-capped. So something that has been very challenging. There's this freedom of being set free, ground zero, moving forward. What is the message from Spirit with regards to the situation? And that's celebrating with family and friends, and being joyous and happy. It's a gathering, because the flags are bright there. There's a gathering of family and friends. And maybe it is the set free that now people can see families, and that this has been difficult, not being able to, and that sense of freedom coming through, wherever this resonates for you. What is hidden? Okay, so there's 9 of Beetles. So this could be about career or work or finances or independence or something tangible, because it is Pentacles, it is your energy, earthy energy, Virgo. And this is the card of independence in a financial way, in a tangible way. It's hidden, so you're not even aware. It's a 9. That is the closing of a cycle, possibly. That's something that you had to stand alone and do in this situation, but yeah, you've got now something that is real, that is solid, that you've done independently, and closing of a cycle, possibly, that might have been quite intangible, possibly. It was all maybe Beetles are so strong. They're carrying these pentacles on their backs here. So this is navigation and carrying the weight or the burdens possibly of others. But you reach, you know, beetle is the strongest little insect there is. They can carry, I think it's almost 7 times their body weight. But they carry those things. So being able to carry this, and then 3s here, so that is moving forward in a very forward moving, growing, grounded, earthy way, independently. What is the challenge in all of this? Dragonflies, it could be a family thing or finding happiness. The of Cups, that's basically what this is. So the challenge is to find happiness, bliss. It could be with regards to family life. It could also be in your career, to be happy and fulfilled. So somehow you don't see the rainbow. There isn't, you're finding a challenge. That's the challenge, is that it's not your total bliss, but it is a 9. It's a culmination. Spirit is saying it's a culmination of a cycle. 9 is the ending or closure. 10 is the culmination, but at the same time it's a 1, meaning a new beginning for your family, your bliss, your happiness, your abundance, emotionally. And the outcome, Spirit. Oh, word. Another major arcana, and this is a beautiful reading. The Magician. 1. You have 0, 1, and a 7. Really powerful cards of manifestation. You are the magician. He creates magic out of nothing. There you flying up, hot air balloon, ascending again. You have all the tools at your disposal to complete and accomplish whatever it is you want. You have the magic in your hands. You can pull the trick out of the hat. And here we see the bee taking off again. And the dragonfly, very bright here, who can change his direction whenever there's a blockage in front. And of course the beetle and the moth as well. So a really awesome reading for you, very positive in whatever the situation is, Virgo. I think you've had the most positive reading because things have been extremely difficult for all. I'm going to close this reading with a message, and sometimes they're quite long, so bear with me because they are beautiful in the end. It's from the Tree Angel Oracle deck. So let's see what the Tree Angel is and what the Oracle has to say with regards to this. And here's the Blackthorn 12. 12 is a heavenly number. There are 12 zodiac signs, months in a year, in a dozen. So let's read this. Blackthorn is always something that is a barrier or has been difficult. So it says here, Blackthorn is a guardian, a keeper of the shadows and holder of the darkest secrets. Now it is calling you. It is time to take heart and walk toward the back door. The angel of Blackthorn will give you the strength that you need to enter the shadow world. You know, the shadow world is a side of us that we don't want to face. And we all have that. So over the past few centuries, Blackthorn has been confused with demonic forces, but this could not be further from the truth. It is the Blackthorn that holds these forces at bay. Only a completely pure being could stand between the dungeon's gate without being harmed. The formidable Blackthorn thrives under the influence of Saturn and offers protection to birds with its dense growth and long thorns, which can also pierce human flesh and sometimes cause infection. But in full of blossom, and before the onset of its green leaves, we see its graceful and delicate nature. The call of the blackthorn is always urgent. It indicates that you are on the threshold of a journey into the depths of your own shadows, and your inner demons will seek to cloud your vision. But the blessings of this tree angel give you the courage to look into the mirror of your soul. The angel protects you, allowing you to share in its purity and innocence. You can choose whether to make this journey with or without the aid of a friend or a therapist. This angel's message is that a turning point has been reached. You can no longer ignore whatever you have tried to sweep under the carpet. The blackthorn promises inner victory, and the signs are looking good. Nothing can harm you as you journey with your light into the shadows, bringing healing and forgiveness to old wounds. There is no need to fear evil. The only risk is that if you do nothing, your faults, weaknesses, the dark aspects of your soul, and so on, will be caught in the shadows for longer, trapping your precious life force in a dark prison and holding it in limbo. So the blackthorn helps us to bring light where there is darkness. Without it, darkness grows. It serves the balance of power, and without this gift, we lapse into lies and deceit, cowardice and cruelty, resulting in perversion and inhumanity. So, everything has the yin and yang, the same as the bee, and it speaks again. Forgiveness to be a top priority, and of self as well, possibly, of self as well. Okay, so I'm going to close off here with the ending of the blackthorn, and it says here, the worst dangers in the world are hidden inside you. Be aware of your shadow. Fear is its only source of power. Let your heart glow. Clothe yourself in white light and heal the wounds. And yeah, we see that a halo that means so much to me. And it seems like he has a thorn in his hand and a flower in the other side. So the two sides of our nature, that hurts us. We hurt ourselves more than anyone else by our thoughts, and that's human nature. So with that said, I'm going to end this and not make it too long, and wish you all the best, Virgo. But you have an excellent reading. You have change, divine intervention with the major arcana here. And whatever it is that has been difficult, there's clarity for this as well. So there we go. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you, Virgo.